Hey, shalom, 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 lakam, just peace unto you all. Ha'ay Rab Tawab La Atam, Za'ake Kam Yawan Man Rakhagador Charlotte, which is good evening. This is your brother Yawan from the JMS campus Charlotte. Nacham Atam Kaya, Hamlakat Hashemayim Kwara, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Layim La La Abanawa Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachahakwadash, Wamashana Lazaquim Nawa Wamalakim Shor Rakhagador, which is all praises to our Father Yahweh, which means he exists, Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shai, delivers in double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So this is Yashaya Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." All right. And the virgin daughter of Babylon, all right, is America. All right. So pretty much going into this lesson, Hayawam today, it is America is Babylon. All right, America, Babal, America is Babylon. And actually, when you go into the phonetic sound of America, it has mer in there, which means mar. All right, and we'll get a precept after this and the word. But continuing on, it says, "O virgin daughter of Babylon, because this place takes on the customs of Babylon." All right, and also it goes into confusion. You see, when you look at this place, it's a melting pot of every off society. All right, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, Rome, Greece, all right, Assyria, all right, Nineveh, pretty much all those can be likened to America, Babylon the Great, because this place is essentially a conglomerate of all of those tied into one. So it says, "O daughter of the Chaldeans," this place takes on all the witchcraft, the sorcery, all right, the left-handedness, so to speak. But it says, "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." At one point in time, people would, they wanted to come to America. This was the place to be. You see it on TV, all the heathen and stuff wanted to come here. But you see, it's turning out, as it's been, but the nations and, people are starting to see that this place for what it truthfully is. All right, it's that great whore. All right. And the lifestyle is not beneficial to life in general. All right. All right, it's Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. Actually, I want to get this real fast. This is Jeremiah chapter 50. And let me see, I believe it's verse 23. And it says, verse 21, it says, "Go up against the land of Ha'aratazashah Marathayim, the land of Marathayim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pakwawad, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded." And that Marathayim goes into Marar. I'm actually going to it, Slok. All right, it says Marath, and it comes from the word mar, which means bitter. All right, and this phonetic sound is actually in America. So America, it means bitter. It says bitterness of harlots and of wickedness. You see, because once this place is put out, that's essentially that represents the end of wickedness, like it says right there. All right. And it says to be bitter, to show bitterness, because going back to this right here, and I'm gonna finish this out. It says, "And against the inhabitants of Pakwawad," which means visitation, because Lord's he's visiting this place as we speak, But I'm gonna get this real fast because it mentioned pretty much it was a point. The bitterness. All right, this is Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, "The burden of Babylon, which Yashaya, the son of Amos, did see." All right, it says the burden. All right, so the burden, it says Masha, and it says bearing, lifting. All right, that to which the soul lifts itself up, carrying that which is carried or borne. All right, a burden. All right, so pretty much something that it says figuratively an utterance, chiefly a doom. All right, so going back to it, said Marathayim, Mar, all right, goes into bitterness. So that's America's bitter end. The scriptures go into how essentially, Esau didn't, consider its latter end. All right, I'm gonna go into that. This is Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 47. And verse 7, it says, "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it." They didn't consider the latter end of it. All right, Esau and 2/3. It says, "Nor remember NKJV, nor remember the latter end of them. All right. In NLT, you did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences. They didn't consider that, So they have to face this bitter end, those that don't want to repent from this society, 2/3. All right. And then Esau, he going to be destroyed, So let's get this. This is Tahoyim Psalm chapter 137. And verse 7, it says, remember, O Lord. No, verse 1, it says, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yeah, we wept when we remembered Tazayawan. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carry us away captive require of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those sing us one of those songs of Tazayawan. How shall we sing the Lord song? How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? You see, because this truth is likened to that new song is likened to a song. It's likened to music, you see. But going to the point, verse 3, it says, and they that wasted us required of us mirth. And that's chiefly present day, Babylon, to where Jacob is required to essentially provide mirth in Esau's society. All right. So continuing on, let's get Nahum Nachawam chapter 3, we get verse 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. Hey, when you look at America, all right, it's nothing more than a big city. All right, I'm gonna get this and go back to that. This is Numbers Bamadabar chapter 35. We'll get verse 33. And it says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed by the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. All right, so I'm going to this commentary because it's referring to America, Babylon the Great. All right, and it says, except by the blood of him who shed it. It says, one may say, because of the stain of so many unpunished murders, the USA is a defiled land across the country. Many are murdered under many circumstances, and few are brought to justice. The blood of the slain cries out before the Most High. Hey, the soul of you Israelites is crying out, before the Lord, because Esau mows down Jake's, every day, and essentially a murderer is supposed to be put to death. All right, because essentially that spirit go forth throughout the land. That's why it goes into being defiled. All right, so going back, now we got that understanding. This is Nachawam, Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. All right, the bloody city, America, Babylon the Great. Babylon, that great city. It says, it is all full of lies and robbery. Hey, this place is built on lies and robbery. Hey, it was taken from Gad and Reuben. It says, the prey departeth not. Hey, the prey is you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. You represent the prey. All right, the Israelites. All right, this is Hawashah, Hosea chapter 4. All right, we'll get verse 1. It says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Yasha'Allah. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. It says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. You see, so, and that's going into Yasha'Allah, Israel, you see, but it can be likened to America, Babylon the Great, because there's no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of the Lord in the land. All right, swearing, lying, killing, stealing, committing adultery, and blood is touching blood, That's all here in America, Babylon the Great, All right, we can get this. This is Bon Sirach. This is Bon Sirach, chapter 10. All right, and we'll give verse 1, and it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. It says, of a prudent man is well ordered. This is not prudence over here. All right, you got two sides of the same bird. All right, and ultimately, they rule the country in wickedness. All right, it says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Hey, so we just seen, a couple months ago, a year ago, maybe, all right, that essentially, all right, you had, in the Senate office, they was doing that nastiness in there. All right, so what does that mean about the people? All right, I'm gonna read this back again. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all that dwell therein. Hey, so how the judge is, that's how the people going to be. All right, how the officers are, or salah, how the judge is, that's how the people are going to be. All right, how the officers are, that's essentially a reflection of the judge. All right, and then essentially a reflection of that specific ruler. That's how the inhabitants of that specific land is going to act You see, that's why it's imperative to rule a province, country, or a nation, or anything, in righteousness. And it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right, so that unwise king, all right, is Esau Edom. He's not fit to rule. All right, so let's get this. This is Jeremiah chapter 51. All right, and we'll get verse 1. It says, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. And that's why you had different countries essentially making pacts together to come up against America, Babylon the Great. They have their nukes and their missiles pointed at this place. I'm gonna get this. This is Job. Salah. This is Job chapter 27. All right, and we'll get verse 21. It says, the east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth, and as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For the Most High shall cast upon him and not spare. He will flame flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. All right, because essentially, that east wind pretty much going into the nukes. That destroying wind. All right, pretty much going into Jeremiah chapter 51. You see, because Esau here in America, Babylon the Great, is essentially going to be destroyed by the nukes. You see, and those of the Edomites that essentially, that remain after that, they're gonna be rounded up for slavery. Because there gotta be some first fruits of slavery. So continuing on, let's get Revelation chapter 18. We get verse 4, and it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached into heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Hey, the sins of this place have reached into the heavens. Hey, and the Lord is essentially bringing that judgment to America, Babylon the Great, And what's crazy, or what's spiritual about it, and what's beautiful about it is, hey, the Lord just cracking his knuckles. He just getting ready. It's a little warm up. Before the actual it gets more serious. I'm gonna get this real fast. This is Shamwath Exodus chapter 8. We'll get verse 19. All right, and it says, I'm gonna read down, and it says, verse 16, the plague of insects, because the Lord touched Egypt, and it says, the Lord said unto Mashah, say unto Aharon, stretch out thy rod and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And they did so, for Aharon stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man and in beast, and all the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Matazariam. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of the Most High. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and hearkened not unto them as the Lord had said. All right, I'm going to get this in the commentary. All right, because again, hey, the Lord just cracking his knuckles. All right, this is Shamwath Exodus chapter 8. All right, and we'll get this right here. And it says, this is the finger of the Most High. It says, when the magician said this to Pharaoh, it showed they knew there was a power greater than their own, yet it was not a power that they did not honor and serve. All right, so essentially, that was it said it showed they knew there was a power greater than their own. And then also it showed that, hey, the Lord was just getting started. The Lord was just getting started. Because the Lord can turn it up a lot more. All right. So nevertheless, continuing on, let's get Proverbs, Mashaliah, chapter 5, and we'll get verse 3. It says, for the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Hey, that's the end of America, Babylon the Great, America, as Esau would like to say, with the U's, America, It's really America though, which it goes back to the Hebrew word mar, which goes into bitterness. And wormwood is a very bitter herb. So that essentially is likened to America, because of that bitterness that this place has to carry, that burden. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, the burden of I'm gonna actually get it again because I don't want to butcher this. Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 13 verse 1 says the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. You see, so this place has a burden, which they didn't consider. All right. I'm gonna get one more. This is Mashal Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 25, and it says, verse 24. It says, "Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths, for she hath cast down many wounded, yet many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death." So if you subscribe to the ways of America, Babylon are great. All right, and again, how do we know this is America? All right, if you look at all the places on the world, all right, who is pushing, all right, everything essentially against the scriptures? All right, where's the melting pot? All right, where would the melting pot be? A melting pot pretty much is somewhere where it's like a conglomerate or a mixture of different things. All right, America represents that. What they call it, a melting pot. You got so-called Arabs over here. You got Jacob over here. You got Esau. All the nations are over here. So, and at the same time, Esau pushes legislations to allow people to have their different ideologies and stuff like that too. So that shows you that this is America. America, Babylon the Great, is Babylon the Great. So, I just wanted to go into that. Adoran Tazah, Zabana Yapa, Lord's will. That was a beautiful edification through the Spirit. Wa Adoran Tazah, Atam Yash Laila Tawabe, Lord's will. You all have a good night. Wa Shalom Lakam, which is peace unto you all. Wa Yalak Tahayagadal, which is could be